I was born, they say here in Vienna, but I wasn't raised here in Vienna, only in the summer. Uh, my mother is from Brown Hill, Virginia. I don't know whether you know where that is. But I was born in Vienna. And
Date.
hmm?
Give me a date. The date.
When?
Oh, September the 22nd, 1921. Now, that's a long time.
Yes, sir.
And in this month, next couple of months, I'll be 92.
Bless your heart.
See?
Yeah.
That's
And
wonderful.
a lot of, and I didn't attend school here in Vienna. I attended school in D.C. and Montclair, New Jersey, until after World War II. Then I came back and attended Howard till I went to work in the government. And most of my background is in law enforcement. When I came out of, before that, when I came out of the service in October of 1945, I think, 3 months after being in service, I was overseas. I'm a Purple Heart veteran. I was wounded. When I got discharged in January, 3 months, haven't been overseas, or 4 years haven't been overseas. 3 months I was married to this young lady here after the war. And we've been married now 64, 65 years or something like that. And right after I come out of service, I went in law enforcement. In the Metropolitan Police Department. I retired from the Metropolitan Police Department. I went through almost some of the most squads and things, and I'm one of the first 4 motormen, black motormen in the District of Columbia. Then I went to the Detective Bureau for a while. And out of the Detective Bureau for a while, the 2 attorney generals appointed by the president had them to hire a couple of blacks as special investigators for the United States District Attorney's Office. So former Chief Bertel Jefferson and I went to the DA's office on loan for almost 8 years. And we served on various positions, and my partner went on to become Chief of Police, Bertel Johnson, to Washington, D.C. So I didn't want to go with him, so I was fortunate enough to get a job in the school system. I went, after having come out of the police department, they asked me to come over to the D.C. school system. That was when things started being blown up and the kids having a lot of problems. So the superintendent asked me if I would leave. I was a deputy U.S. Marshal after I retired from the police department on a bet. They told me that I couldn't retire from one law enforcement agency and go into another. And I accepted the bet. 4 days later, they called me as a federal marshal. I stayed in the marshal's office about 5 or 6 years, I guess, or something like that. But during that time, they had an uprising in the D.C. school system where the kids were shooting one another and whatnot. So the superintendent of the D.C. school system asked me if I would come over to help organize and set up a security office. So they offered me a position that I couldn't refuse with the money that they paid me for as to what I was getting as a deputy federal officer, marshal, doing all over the country and handling prisoners. So I said, hey, this is a street thing, you know, especially with the salary. So I went into the D.C. school system as the assistant safety director for the entire District of Columbia school system. And I stayed in there, I don't know how many years, until I decided, I said, hey, this is enough, and I retired.